It's the Carton Show. Thank you for joining us. Everyone's still trying to wake up after the amazing American win in soccer. We have more on that coming up in just a bit. We got Cody Decker, played minor league soccer in Europe. We have...
That sounds close enough.
Why not? Greg Jennings, Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer, doesn't know if the ball's blown up or stuffed, but he watched the game yesterday as well. And your guy, Aaron Rodgers, in his weekly I'm the Greatest Guy in the World segment with Pat McAfee, discussed that he's planning on playing this weekend and that the doctor's scan came back. And amazingly, what he thought was a punctured lung is nothing, actually. He's just fine, and he's playing. Here's the quote, if you guys want to put it up there real quick, about his relationship with Jordan Love. I think this is BS, because how do you refer to Jordan Love as your little brother and a guy that you care so much about when you have to understand career-wise, you're 4-8, it's not going to suddenly get better, your thumb is broken, allegedly, you've got some banged-up ribs, and you have this kid who's dying for an opportunity to play. You're also most likely not going to be on the Packers next year. So he professes his love for Love, also announces that he's playing, and has no regard for anybody else in the organization.
I do believe he has a lot of love for Jordan Love, and he is seen as an older brother figure. When you watch Jordan Love, there are a lot of things that I would say, as an older brother, actually who has a biological younger brother, he mimics everything that I do.
Right.
It looks like me. When I watch Jordan Love now, a lot of his motions, his throwing patterns, everything that he does, it really looks like Aaron Rodgers.
Which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad
Right.
thing. So he's absorbed. Obviously, he's taught, he's learned, he's been the understudy. My only issue with that is I am an older brother. And the nature of an older brother, it's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't want you to be better than me.
Yeah.
But when I'm still doing it, it's not your turn. It's not your time.
But if you've done it for 15 years
it does
and
not
you know
matter.
it's coming to an end,
It does not.
I'm going to call your brother after the
You
show.
can call- look.
Because I feel bad for him.
Yeah. And right now-
Matter of fact, can we book his brother to be on the show on
And
Friday?
I'll tell you, and
Yeah,
I'll
it's
tell
time.
you what happens. I'll tell you what happens as an older brother.
Yeah.
Like now, we don't compete against one another like that.
Right.
I have no problem saying, oh, he's better than me. I have no problem saying that now.
I don't think you say
But
it.
when we were both playing, whatever our respective sports were, or both sports, no, he's
Let me ask you a quick question.
Not better than me.
Who's better at ping pong, you or your brother?
I got him.
You got him, okay. Who's better at carving a turkey, you or your brother?
He probably has me at carbon.
Oh, all right. So I just wanted to check. So if it's athletic, it's you. If it's culinary, it's your brother. And what's your brother's first name?
Courtney.
Courtney, I got your back. And at any point you want to come here and co-host the show on a day that Big Brother's not here, open invitation to come to New York at Fox's expense, and we will allow you to come here and co-host the show. Does you know anything about sports?
Absolutely.
Good, so it'll be one of us. Great, awesome. Sorry, Cody, that was, I guess, a veiled shot of you,
It's
too.
okay.
Let's take a quick look at the Packers' upcoming schedule and figure out, if not this weekend, what is the appropriate Sunday for Jordan Love to be given the opportunity. So you got the Bears. That should be a win for the Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
All right, although the Bears' offense obviously is better if Justin Fields is playing. Then you have the bye week. I mean, after the bye week, it ain't easy, right? You got the Rams, the Dolphins, the Vikings, and the Lions. So the way I look at it, even with Aaron Rodgers, you're not winning out. That's not happening. You're not going 9-8. It's not, for me, it's not on the table. So at what point do you kind of throw Jordan Love into the fire? Do you do it after the Bear game? So you have the bye week, meaning you have 2 full weeks to prepare him for a 4-game stretch? Or do you wait till the Lion game? Like, when do you think it's most appropriate?
So I think schematically, if it were me making decisions, which is not, I'm not Jeff Saturday.
Let me stop you for a second. If they lose to the Bears, 4-9, going into the bye week, that makes a lot of sense, right?
It makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
It makes a lot of sense now.
Right.
Like, I get it. They're not mathematically eliminated. but they're not making the playoffs. This team is playing to set up their future. What are we going to look like moving forward? If we have Aaron Rodgers in the fold, if we don't. But right now, with Jordan Love in our possession, we have to identify who and what he is, whether that's for us or for someone else, so we can get some value from him. Period. That's the approach. When you look at organizations, when they try to set up themselves for the future, that's what it looks like. We have to look into the future. Jordan Love is a part of that, whether he's with the Packers or he's allowing them the opportunity to acquire assets because of his play.
The one thing I'll say just to wrap up the conversation on Love and Rodgers is that once they do decide that Jordan Love's going to be the starting quarterback, it's got to be the rest of the way. Like, you can't bring him in against, I don't know, the Ram game there. If you want to put the schedule up one more time, you can't say, okay, we're going to let you play against the Vikings, and if you played terribly, we're going back to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
It's got to be, all right, kid, here's the keys to the castle. You got 4 games to show us what you got. And let's be honest, the Rams' defense isn't what it used to be. The Dolphins' defense, good, for sure, not dominant. The Vikings' defense, not dominant. And the Detroit Lions, you don't know what you get week to week. So while on paper it looks kind of daunting for a guy that's never really gotten a chance to play on a regular basis, I mean, that's the only way to find out what you got.
And you find out
4 straight games.
But when you look at the front end of the season, they didn't beat the Minnesota Vikings with Aaron.
Right.
They didn't beat the Detroit Lions with Aaron under center. And so then you have the Dolphins, who I don't believe they're going to beat with or without Aaron. So he has an opportunity to compete against some quality teams that are still fighting.
Imagine if he goes 4-0 and you say to yourself, man, if we'd only started him in week 4, right, and ended this Aaron Rodgers nonsense earlier, we might be going to the playoffs.
Well, you're talking about him being an older brother and how an older brother doesn't want to give it up. I'm a little brother, and older brother is 4-8. Get the hell out of my way. Sit down and let little brother take over.
That should be, I would respect
To be fair, though,
that.
he has a very strange family dynamic.
Very.
Yeah.
In that I'm the only athletic one, and my big brother has no business being on the field.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.